I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. Gang politics. Was Compton Crips trying to give Chrisean Rock a pass because she was out of bounds? Salute to the chat. Salute to the moderators. Salute to my replay gang. Now, in my opinion, there's always two sides of every story. Okay? There's this person's side, and then there's that person's side. Now, my previous demonstration, I gave you the side from Chrisean Rock. I felt like, because she was out there doing some positive things for the community, I felt like that those that were involved in the alleged attack, I felt like they were wrong. Okay. Right after I done a demonstration, some folks started sending me clips looking at it from another perspective. Right. So I'm going to play devil's advocate in this demonstration. I'm going to look at it from a perspective of Chrisean Rock being out of bounds. All right. But before we get started, I see you, Lulu. Appreciate this super sticker, Lulu. I'll be seeing you over there on TikTok doing your thing, Lulu. Appreciate that, Lulu. So now I'm going to be chopping it up about what WAC 100 had to say. Also, Spider Loke. Now, for all y'all that don't know, WAC 100 represents the red side of things. Spider Loke represents the blue side of things. And I'm going to also, matter of fact, I'm going to start it off with the actual individual that was involved in the attack. All right. I see you, Aquilin. So let's come here, y'all. All right. Not playing justice for the kids, lost and missing. Let's go. I see you, BB. I see you, B. All right. Let's start with this, y'all.
I don't give a fuck who you are. If you grab my phone, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
So let me just start right there. All right. Now, we heard it loud and clear that the slap was over Chrisean grabbing this other female's phone, right? Now, from my perspective on things, she was recording whatever Chrisean Rock had going on with this other female. And so, of course, Chrisean Rock, grabbed the phone or pushed the phone away to be like, you record me? Nah, don't record me. I do know this. Even with me, a lot of times people don't want to be recorded. Right? A lot of times people don't want to be recorded. So now was she wrong for pushing the phone away or making an attempt to grab the phone? Let's come back to it.
My phone, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
If you fight that in the shut up. No, don't record. No. Don't grab my phone from me. 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 Don't grab my
Now, this is just my opinion, y'all. This is just my opinion. I think the female was doing a little bit too much. I said it on part one, and I'm going to say it also again in this. My opinion is Chrisean Rock The phones is out, cameras is out. She seen an opportunity to get her shine on. So I'm going to smack the shit out of Chrisean Rock and I'm going to go viral. That's just my perspective on it. Now, like I said, we're going to chop it up about what Wack 100 had to say, because Wack 100, he did give a very interesting perspective, right? Also, Spider Loke gave an interesting perspective, because I have to lean towards those two because they know Crip culture, they know Pyru blood culture. I don't. They know the politics out there. I don't. I'm on the outside looking in. So even though I might feel a certain way of how things should have went and how things shouldn't have went, those are the experts and they know how it is. You know, like Spider Look was saying, the hood that they were in on the blue side is like one of the oldest blue rags movement out there in Compton, LA County. And you know, from Spider Loke's perspective, she's really lucky that that's all she got was a slap. Because if they really wanted to get at her, then you know they definitely would have, you know, really put it on her. But it's just some things, and that's with any hood, that's with any city. Even that's like that in Baltimore, you know. And what happens is, I do know, especially with the gang culture, I do know a lot of people get involved in this gang culture and they get involved in it and they thinking that it's something that you can play with. You cannot play. You cannot play when it comes to the gang culture. It's just a certain way of how they move. And what me and you that's not in it, we might look at as just something that's not harmful. It's just, oh, it ain't that deep, ain't that serious. They take that shit serious. So after listening to Wack and after listening to Spider Loke, I get their perspective. And before I even go any further, so I won't forget, because this is something that I said that I wanted to deliver this message to Chrisean. So Chrisean, if you're watching, just learn from this, and just in my perspective, you definitely gotta watch how you move when you're out there, you know. And what happens is a lot of times females will get involved with these gang members. Females will get involved with the dope boys, the hustlers. They'll get involved with these street dudes. Now, they females, so they're not looking at how serious it is because they're females. And at times, females can be naive. They can be gullible, you know, just because they're a female and they don't look at the dangers of it. Because they're female, they're going to give me a pass. Nothing's going to happen to me. So when they get involved with these street dudes, and this is, and I always say this, with a lot of the females, especially today, a lot of the females that are coming up red rummed, you know, and we be like, golly, how could somebody red rum a female? How could somebody take the life of a female? Well, the streets don't love nobody. And when you get involved in that type stuff, you know, nobody's going to take it easy on you. I tell my daughters, you know, don't think because you're a female that you get involved with these street dudes or you get on some street shit. Don't think that you're going to get an easy way out. So we know that she came in with Blueface, a baby father. And like Spider Loke was saying, well, when she was with Blueface, you know, he basically was playing with her with a lot of the lingos, and she was using, you know, gang lingos and stuff like that. And, you know, he was just playing around with it and things of that nature. And that happens a lot. When street dudes got these female, I'm guilty of that. During my days, out there in the street, I'm guilty of that. Having a girlfriend, having a baby mother, and we play and stuff like that. So my advice to you, Chrisean, is now that you see what can happen to you by being in that environment, now you really gotta take things serious. You really gotta be on your P's and Q's. You know what I'm saying? You really gotta get, with these, people that's out there that's moving like that, and you gotta get the education on it. So you'll know how to move when you get around these officials. Like another thing Spider Look was saying, and I believe Wax said it too, the internet is completely different from actually being out there in the field. And what has happened, the internet has become the shot callers of gang culture. And so when you getting your information about the gangs and everything off the internet, you thinking that what you get off the internet is official. When it comes to the gangs, it's a different story when you get out there in the field. Because most of the people, I'm going to say 9 out of 10 people that you see on social media, they're really not active. You're going to catch maybe 1 or 2 that's on social media, that's, speaking and this and that. But those that are really active, they're not on social media. They're out in the fields. So I'm sure from Chrisean's perspective, she ain't mean no harm. She just was like, trying to push the phone away. But then when you got, like I said, when you got these folks that's out there and they're active, and especially if you're in their hood, even if you wasn't in their hood, but especially if you in their hood, they look at pretty much anything as disrespectful. So my words of advice to you, Chrisean, is learn the culture, watch how you move out there, and always know from this point on, whether you're in the right or whether you're in the wrong, there are people out there that take this shit serious. They really take this serious.
All of them. They took pictures with me. They wanted a picture. I gave them a picture. That one girl that was recording, and I politely put it down. I'm like, chill. He recording. Why you trying to fake talk to me? Why y'all trying to set me up on some viral stuff? Like, put the camera down. She trying to pluck. Oh, you trying to pluck? Come on, y'all. One. She hiding behind people with the camera. She sends the girl in. So the girl that's coming at me, right? I didn't even know she coming at me. But she's smiling. She's trying to act like she cool, like she chilling.
Okay, y'all. Okay, let me give my side of the story since this bitch is on live popping it like that. First of all, I was sitting there recording just like everybody else in the crowd was recording. She decided to grab my phone. Girl, I don't know you. You grabbing my phone. So yes, I slapped her like I would do any other bitch in the world. Just because you're Chrisean and you got a platform, I don't give a fuck who you are. If you grab my phone, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. Period.
And oh damn, I played it, y'all. My bad. Let me play it back, y'all. My bad. Shit. Let me play this back.
But she's smiling. She's trying to act like she cool, like she chilling.
Okay, y'all. Okay, let me give my side of the story since this bitch is on live popping it like that. First of all, I was sitting there recording just like everybody else in the crowd was recording. She decided to grab my phone. Girl, I don't know you. You grabbing my phone. Yes, I slapped her. Do any other just because you're Chrisean.
Now, another thing that was said about this whole situation was that Chrisean used this as a play. All right. I believe this came from Wack. But if I'm wrong, Whack, you could correct me. But Chrisean was selling wolf tickets. Chrisean was already, speaking ill on the gangs. They had already gave her a warning not to come out there. So Wack is saying she used the community activist demonstration that she done. She used that to get her pass to getting out there. So he's saying after she finished the praying with the community and after she finished entertaining the children and everything, she went to another hood, and that's when she went on and was saying, what? Ain't nobody stopping me from coming out here. What? I'm out here. So now only Chrisean can clear that up and say, nah, Shank, I ain't use that as no pass to get me out there. Because like I said, there's always two sides to every story. Always. And you're going to always have people that's going to come behind you. And no matter why you done it, it's going to always be people that's going to come behind you and tell why you done it. So that's where we're at with that. Putting it on the grill, hot dog Shank. Shout out to my people from Baltimore. Shout out to my people from Compton. Crazy, because she been throwing hands when people would put a camera in her face. That's a part of why her and Blue was fighting in that case. And that's true. Now, another thing that I got to say, because if Chrisean was already about that life, this is a saying from Baltimore, Chrisean is out that mob. So that, what happened to her probably really was nothing, because she's used to that. But I just say, to me, it really didn't look good because now you have the children that is watching Chrisean, and a lot of children look up to Chrisean. And then you have others that might do a community outreach program in the future that may have been looking to bring Chrisean and have her a part of the program. Now, they might feel as though, well, we don't want to bring Chrisean on because something might pop off. Hey, Shank and Chat, that's my area from Compton. And one thing about the women in Compton, that's about that life. They don't play personally no one of the late. And that's what Wack was saying. And even Wack was saying, he was like, a lot of the women that's banging, a lot of the women bang harder than the men. So for you, Chrisean, you just got to watch yourself. You just got to watch yourself. In my perspective, you didn't already prove the point. So everybody know you ain't soft. Everybody know that you will throw them hands. So just from this point on, watch yourself and just know, And I know, because the first thing is she had security. People would have been like, oh, she got to have security. But we always said this from back in the days. When you reach a certain level of success, you got to have security. You'd be a fool to not have security, especially if you playing with millions and millions of dollars. You better have security. Bump what they say. Shank, you got to have security? You damn right I got to have security. She didn't run after the smack. She stood her ground. That's commendable. And you got to respect her for that. She ain't run. And she was outnumbered. She could have easily ran. It's two sides to a story. And then the third is the truth. Well, y'all know, if y'all been rocking with Shank y'all know I've been dismissed it being three sides. Now, y'all can continue to believe how y'all want to believe. But for me, I just stick with it's two sides of every story, you know. And in this case, it's the girl that slapped Chrisean, and then it's Chrisean. Because those are the two that's involved in it. Like the girl, she gave her side. She said Chrisean grabbed her phone, or she tried to push her phone away. Chrisean didn't deny it. Chrisean, you could hear saying, oh, you recording it? So for me, those are the only two sides. Now, we can speculate on how things should have been carried. The men might give you a pass. Right. And I do know that, especially nowadays, like the men, we will, because I'm quick to give somebody a pass. But I know that women don't give passes as easy as men do. And that's just because us men, you know, it's a lot that come with the territory when we get down for the get down. You know, compared to women. See, if that would have been men, let's just say if that would have been two men out there, y'all already know the outcome. In seconds, y'all would have heard them things going off. In minutes, somebody would have been stretched out, fighting for their life, damn near lost their life. See, it's a difference with men and women. When women, you're going to see a slap, you're going to see some hair pulling, you're going to see some titties showing, you're going to see some funky-ass kitty cats wide open, you know what I mean? A busted lip, black guy, that's it. But with the men, and that's why men is quick to give a pass. Like myself, I'm quick to give a pass. And if you talk with most guys, if you talk with most men, they'll tell you, I know my get down, so I gotta give a pass. You know, and that's why we give passes. But women, I don't know why. I don't know why y'all just, it's hard to reason with a woman. You know, like somebody could come to me and say, Shank, man, look, man, it ain't worth it, man. Or I could go to somebody and be like, look, hey, man, this ain't worth it. You know what? All right. I can't do that with a woman. Every time I tried to get a woman to let it slide, hell to the nah. I'm coming. I'm going to try to keep up with y'all comments, y'all. I see you, boom, boom. Right, Shank, it's no need to prove nothing else. That's her problem, though, Shank. She don't consider herself a celebrity. Right. I see you, Pamela. Big ups on her and sister for not fighting on TV. But what was said is, wow, about sis, I know it's hard to hold back from issue. Yes. Shank, I love how you be cooking. I appreciate you, Boom Boom. Boom Boom Belinda. Where you get that name from, Boom Boom Belinda? Don't tell me. Where was the first time we heard Boom Boom Belinda? I think it was off of Good Times. You've been watching Good Times, Boom Boom Belinda. Yes, you better call Brother Nazir for security if you need it. I see you, Brother Nazir. Hey, Brother Nazir, you was cooking. You was cooking on that last demonstration now. And I like how you put everything in perspective. And this is what I tell us all the time as Black people. We can't focus on today and today's time. It's a Black thing. Because I'm telling y'all, and Brother Nazir, you gave that demonstration so well. It's so many Black people that's in your organization. It's so many Black people that's in your church. It's so many Black people that's in your mosque. It's so many Black people in your brotherhood, your sisterhood, that will tear you down and will destroy you. Everybody that's your skin ain't your kin. And that's real. And in my opinion, this has been around for a long, long time. It ain't nobody else tearing us down. It's us tearing us down. The girl who smacked Chrisean didn't fight her, though. The other girl did. Right. During her live, she said she has a pride problem. So what was the excuse for the other girls fighting her? They just wanted to fight her because they are jealous, because they don't got ish like typical ninjas. And this is what I could say, like, and I'm gonna have to rate. It's like once one person kick it off, then you pretty much already know. Now, laughing out loud, facts. Chrisean needs to be really careful how she move. She has a son to live for. And that's so true. I see you down there, Pee-wee. And see, let me try to catch this. The homie told her to go to her car. Women hold grudges. I see you, Pee-wee. And see, Lord, all I heard was about some high school. Good time. All right, let me come down here. And see, what we got to all learn from, we got to learn from the notorious B.I.G. situation. We got to learn from the Biggie Small situation. You know, if folks telling you, you better not come out here, you really don't got no point to prove. Now, I understand if it's business. I understand if it's a bag out there that you got to get. I understand if it's some community outreach type programs that you got to go to. I understand all of that. But what I'm saying is go out there and handle your business and then get low. It ain't no reason for you to hang around and try to prove a point. Because any man or any woman, if you test them, they don't got no other choice but to answer your call. So you going out to LA, I mean, in any city, it could be Cincinnati, Ohio. It could be Rock Hill, South Carolina. It could be New Jersey. It could be Delaware. It could be any city. You can't just go with your chest on swole and walking around like the natives won't do nothing to you. You can't do that. So stop going to these places and you know you got ops there. Don't let peer pressure get the best of you. Don't let that pride get in your way of proper thinking. Learn from those that came before you. It's not safe for me to go out here. You scared? Yeah, I'm scared. Well, what you scared of? I'm scared of my life being taken from me. So, Chrisean, I hope you watching. Let's just move different now. Because it could have turned ugly. It could have. And I give Spider Loke that. He said it could have turned ugly. You know, it could have really got really ugly out there. You know. That pride will play you out your life every time. You know. Now, if you broke, busted, disgusted, and can't be trusted, all right, go ahead. But if you really got things going on, especially if you got children, I say this all the time. Me and Pee-wee, and this is what I meant to say to you, Pee-wee, but I forgot. Especially if you got children and you taking care of your children and you active, you can't move like somebody else would move that don't got children. I'm going to give y'all a prime example. Like when I was growing up, me and my day one Pee-wee, you know what I mean? I had children to take care of. Now I'm going to get down for the get down, but I had to really think before I stepped out there and did something. So they might have looked at it as Shank scared. No, it wasn't that Shank was scared. It's just I got a family that I got to feed. I got a family I got to think about. And if I get jammed up, if I get locked up, then I'm going to be away from my family. Who's going to take care of my family? And I'm locked up. So we got to start thinking. When we got children, when we got grandchildren, we got a wife, we got a husband, we got people that's dependent on us. You got to move careful. You got to move careful. And you can't get caught up in, damn, they going to think that I'm scary. Damn, they going to think that I'm scared. No. Don't let that get the best of you. Don't let that get the best of you. You know, and this is a case of Chrisean letting it get the best of her. You know, I get it. She young. She a firecracker. So she like, man, ain't nobody gonna punk me. Ain't nobody gonna tell me I can't go nowhere. I get that. But you saw what happened just that fast. You know, they could have pulled out some razor blades, got the cutting, took you away from your babies. Ninjas could have got the pow-powing. They could have took you away from your babies. And that's another thing that I want to talk about. These ninjas don't even own ish in they hood, but claiming it laughable. Yeah, I stopped knocking and bucking when I became a mom. You got the move for tea today. Right. Now, this is something. See, and this is for the young ninjas. This is for those that's gangbanging. Y'all really need to learn y'all history. And learning y'all history, y'all got to learn everything about y'all history. And y'all got to look at the big picture. Y'all can't look at all of the dead homies that died for the hood. Y'all got to look at it like, damn, all these dead homies died for the hood, and none of us don't even own this hood. Please let the church say amen. Please send this to the young niggas. I'm going to say it again. Y'all out there banging. Y'all out there repping y'all hood. Y'all got to learn that history. And just like y'all so quick to praise the dead homies that died for the hood, the homies died for the hood that none of y'all own. What part of the game is that? Make that make sense. So you mean to tell me we've been dying for this raggedy ass hood for the last 100 years? Let me scratch my bald head a little bit. Let's see. And nobody don't own this motherfucker. Now you got to look at another part of the picture. Damn. We quick to come for a black person. And this is something that I got to call out the California gangs, the LA gangs. Why do y'all make black people, when they come out to California, why do y'all make black people check in with y'all, but y'all don't make none of the other races check in with y'all? How is it that y'all make black people check in with y'all, but all those different nationalities set up shop in y'all neighborhoods? Y'all don't tax them. Y'all don't tax them. And the last that I heard, the Mexicans, the Hispanics, they moving the blacks out of their own neighborhoods. But y'all want to step to black celebrities. Y'all want to step to black athletes that could possibly do good for y'all hood. Y'all got to make this shit make sense, man. Seriously. Y'all got to make this shit make sense. And I'm willing to talk. I'll drop my link. Any of the homeboys, anybody want to pull up on me, y'all got to make this make sense, because we're going into another year. We're going into another year and gang culture is still being celebrated. And I ain't just only talking to the gangs in California. I'm talking to the ninjas, Detroit ninjas, that celebrate Big Meech. I'm talking about the New York ninjas that celebrate Supreme. I'm talking about every city that celebrate these gangsters that has done more damage to our communities than uplift them. Now, if I'm wrong, y'all pull up and correct Shank. Talk to Shank. Well, Shank, let me holler at you. Let me tell you something different. But the last time I checked, that's all we've been doing. It's worshiping these false images that the Bible speak about. That's all we've been doing. All we've been doing is glorifying the street dudes. So you mean to tell me all I gotta do is go out here and sell bricks at the bricks? All I got to do is go out here and cause all this havoc in my own community? And you mean to tell me I will be worshiped as a god? That's what you mean to tell me? Brother Nazir, finish cooking for me, because you know where I'm going at with this. I'm just so tired, Brother Nazir, of us worshiping this negativity. And we always talk about what other folks won't do for us, but look what we do to ourselves. Come on in, Brother Nazir.
I agree, my brother. Peace to you. How you doing?
I'm doing great, brother.
You know, we should never involve ourselves with anything that the criteria is to have your own people as your enemy and to do harm to your own people or to do harm to any people. You know, anyone that invokes illegal activity and violence, by definition, that's an agent. By definition, that's an agent. That's agent-like behavior when somebody comes to us like that and suggests that we do that. As far as the checking in, you know, they don't make Justin Bieber check in. They don't make Bruce Springsteen check in, Lady Gaga or Taylor Swift, and none of them check in. They only target our people when they come in and exploit our people for their money. When they come and do a concert, they gotta check in with people who do the same BS illegal activity that the so-called mob do. The same exact thing, bro. Pay for protection. And I would suggest that, you know, you can't get mad at a brother if he have the sheriff department with him when you are targeting him because he come to town. But if you get the sheriff department, you got a problem with that. If the brother come to town, now when people used to come to New Jersey, because I used to protect celebrities like, you know, Kid Capri, Busta Rhymes, Wendy Williams, what have you, they referred me, and they'll call me, and I'll set the team up and ask them what they need, and we'll move from there. But as far as we going to them saying, well, you know, whatever happens, you got to pay us for security, whatever. No, I had contracts with venues. Anybody rented the place, they had to use me because I came with the place because I had the contract. But to exploit our people for their money on some gang nonsense, that's crazy, brother. And just like you, I'm tired of it. And people who say they represent us and have our best interests, they're not showing it. They're not showing it. I see what you do, brother. I watch you, and I've been watching you since we met. You're standing and acting on behalf of our people, and that's something to be applauded and appreciated. I just want to say that while I'm here. And if you're not doing the work and all you got is something to say to our people, and you're not going to stand between those who will oppress the people, we got to stand between them, bro, and protect them. And that's my job. That's our job, brother. If we're going to advocate for the people, it's our job to stand between the enemy of the people and them. to protect them. I'm at work now, but I love chopping it up with you. We got to get back on it. I've been trying to do some work in my city. Some things happen in my city that I'm trying to do some work with. I'm a part of organizations, and it's some things we got to take care of here. And I've been kind of busy, but when things happen, like what the stream the other day was about. We can't have phony people among us. If you're phony, we are going to fall out. We're going to fall out. You're going to fall out with me if you're phony. You know what I'm saying? And I had to address that, brother. And I appreciate you.
Yeah, you was cooking, brother. You really laid it down. You put it in its perspective. I mean, let me let me let me slide the spider loop. Let me slide the spider loop real quick, y'all.
Indeed.
Brother Nazir, you could stay up here if you want, or either you could drop down. Let me come to spider loop.
Indeed.
Let's tap into Spider Low. Man, he says some interesting things, but let's tap into Spider Low. I see you, Miss Parker. I see the chat.
An avid lowrider, and I spoke to him yesterday, and a creator is willing. I'll be over there on location a little later. I'm talking to one of the elders over there just about, in general, what took place, his thoughts, the things that she could have did to maybe avoid what took place. Byron Blake, way from the other side of the map, he did a coverage of it, and he did a pretty comprehensive piece on it, and I decided to react to what Byron Blake did. I like a lot of things he said, a few things I think he didn't quite notice. One of them, the shout out to the female keyways that was there, locked to the loquets. They really was trying to give her a pass, bro. If you don't, man, if you don't get out of here with that bullshit, you just got that blue wrench. I gave you all that love. Now you going out here putting yourself out there for another Nia. I've said it publicly on multiple occasions. You don't see anybody deny it. I don't know what type of affection you have for this person you never met, but it's unhealthy, sir. If you thought it was untrue, don't you think someone would have countered it? I don't know what's going on, bro. If you follow the spirit of why I finally released the information, it was
now, let me just say this, y'all, before I let Spider finish. Now, Spider feels as though they were trying to give her a pass, right? And like I said, Spider Loke is from the blue rag. He's from the blue side. He feels as though they was trying to give her a pass. However, and this is why I say there's always two sides of every story, right? Now, Spider Loke is giving a third side of it. He's saying that they was giving her a pass because he feels like she had already had this beef boiling. But as you could see, the reason why the girl slapped her was because she was pushing her phone away. But according to the girl, she was grabbing her phone because she didn't want to be recorded. So now we all can say if somebody would have grabbed my phone or if somebody would have been pushing my phone away, what I would have done. And that's true. Everybody has their own perspective on what they would have done. But then it comes down to, was it worth it at the end of the day? You know, if I'm recording a celebrity and I have to get permission from some celebrities. I have to get permission from people that's not even celebrities. Is it okay if I film you? Most of them say, sure, Shank. But some of them say, no, I don't want to be filmed. And I got to respect that. So Chrisean is coming from Go ahead. Go ahead.
Real quick, bro. They in public though. Ain't no expectation of privacy in public. They in public.
How
And
many?
they are
How many?
celebrities. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know,
Let me
but
just
I
slide it.
understand people want their privacy sometimes. Sometimes people just don't want to be bothered. I understand
Right.
that also.
How many of y'all feel that way? Drop a 1 if y'all feel like shit, Shank, she was in public. Now, let me ask you this, brother Nazir. How do you feel about the altercation? Do you feel like Chrisean was out of pocket and she shouldn't have never tried to push the phone away? Or do you feel like old girl was in error? Do you feel like old girl that slapped her was doing too much?
It should have been verbal, if anything. Can you please not whatever? You know what I'm saying? It should never got physical and that hostile. You know, that was a little aggressive. But you know, to just automatically, because I've seen people get their phones smacked out their hand and the people's phones get pushed away. It should have been verbal, and it probably would have been respected more and been in compliance if somebody would just ask. Don't record me, please. But again, you're in public though.
Okay, hold that thought, because I'm going to bring you in, Pee-wee. Give me 1 second. I see you, Dana J. Let me let Spider Loke finish cooking, and then I'm going to bring you in, Pee-wee. Hold tight.
Because someone spoke on members from my community with untruths. It's not my business to be blowing no whistle on nobody. I ain't from over there. I've only heard about it. I didn't see nothing. I've heard about it like everybody else. You just late. You don't know what's cracking. What's my business to go blow the whistle? Hey, I heard this. On my mama, I've also heard positive things. Have you ever heard the phrase, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all? I'm a decent individual. I'm not here to tear down the legends that have been established in any culture that I'm affiliated with. However, when a member from another community talks down on my community unjustifiably, then I have the motivation to be more transparent about things that I'm aware of. Never met. It's crazy. You get this one pass. After that, you will be a thing of the past. He mad because another nigga. But anyway, I like the way Byron Blake did his thing. So we're going to run through his synopsis. I'm going to react, point out some things I think he may have missed, and just, you know what I'm saying, see what it do.
Dashford with tech, new cars on deck, out with the old, in with the gold.
Chrisean Rock controversy is really, really a good example of how the internet controls the streets. And
Dude was just thanking me with so much gratitude for the wrench last week. Now he found out another man put swipe in his mouth, put pipe in his mouth, and wore dresses, and it's my wrench.
These bloggers who like to put out, you know, false narratives, they put snitch jackets on everybody while being snitches themselves. But at the end of the day, it's about highlighting how these blogs and bloggers are at least attempting to control the industry and the streets. This is a good example of this because Chrisean Rock, and a lot of y'all was on me last time with the Twitch situation with her baby. A lot of y'all was in my comment section telling me I'm defending her. It's not their job. She a bad parent, all of that shit. When I just try to show grace.
Whatever Queerdo said, tit for tat, like it's a question. No, not tit for tat, an eye for an eye. And I'm telling the truth for a lie. Those are different. I'm kicking up facts. The individual lied about the homies from my community.
Play into the internet games got her into this situation now.
And she doing all that popping it. She don't know how fortunate she was. All she should be playing Yahweh, Yahweh. She don't know she was some of the most original East Compton Crips. That was really a real slight warning. And you say you religious, spiritual, biblical. You know a warning come before a fall, man. You better take heed. You just gotta. Whew.
I'm gonna be breaking this down because I see a lot of people going at the other females saying they clout chasing and all that stuff, when it seemed to be a few facts that people are looking over, a few factors that Chrisean Rock is responsible for that played a role in how this played out. Not no stuff she said to Blueface either. Let's get into it. Now, first I want to start with this clip.
They said you can't come where? Compton, but like I'm here, baby.
All right, let's stop it right there. Y'all heard the first thing that was said. They said you can't come where? So
why she don't wear that too? She don't understand. It just takes her value down tremendously. Just the absence of that too. It's crazy.
This lets me know that she's already been told not to come out there. She's already been told not to come out there. Now, y'all like, okay, how can somebody tell you not to show up to a place? And y'all got to understand this is gang culture. This is gang culture that we talking about. So she's already been told, hey, don't come out here. Somebody might get up with you, apparently. And she decides that she's going to go. But then she gets on the video saying, oh, they said you can't come where? Compton. So that tells you that she went out there, not only knowing that they said that she can't come out there, but with the mindset that, yeah, they said I can't come out here, but I'm going to go out here anyway.
And I'm going to let you come on in, Pee-wee. Slide in, Pee-wee.
First of all, salute to Nazir, salute Shank, salute to the chat, salute to all the moderators. I want to back up a minute. First and foremost, let's talk about the hand slapping, and I'm going to get my, what's the name on that public Shank. I'm in this, and then I see it and I watch it all the time. Yo, when you in public, you can't, first and foremost, you ain't controlling nobody but yourself. You can ask not to be into the video or whatever, but and then you touching other people's property. You already know, Shank, where we come from and how things is. If you touch my, I don't care if you want me to record you or not. Don't touch my shit. Excuse my language, but don't touch it. You can say don't. You could have asked me not to record. Can you please not? Like you said, respectfully, and that will. And we know this. Like this, is what our parents used to say. You get more bees with honey than you get with vinegar. This kindly say, can you please not record? But no, she went and put her hands on somebody. So what kind of reaction do you think you're gonna get from that? You touching my stuff. What kind of reaction are you gonna get from it? And then you're in public. I'm not filming you at your house. I'm not filming you at anybody's family member house. You're in public. So this is what you're gonna get. And second of all, and I'm listening to what you just played, bro. The culture and the mindset is different from the East Coast to the West Coast. So if I don't know, if I'm and that's like anyway you say, if I go in any neighborhood, any hood, I got to be respectful of the natives, and I gotta learn, I gotta listen, because to be aware is to be alive. So I need to be aware and ask some questions about how I work around here. Because before we went in any hood, even in our city, we had to scope it out, see how it worked, see how they was moving around there, so we would know how to move.
It's true.
You understand what I'm saying? And then when you was talking, because I've been on here for a little minute, when you was talking about because I don't know if they're gonna read it, because back in the day, OG gave us books. Now they stuck on the social media stuff, and you can't get a young man, or you might can get a couple. I ain't gonna say all of them, but it's a small few of them, right? That you're gonna be able to get down and say, look, because when I went to prison, OG set me down and said, yo, read this. Even if it was like, if it was from a history book to it was an activist book, if it was a uplifting book, They said read this, which gave me a lot of the mentality that I start living in when I start living in it. And when you were talking about, we talked about, and it's the name of the book, From Niggas to Gods. You read that, and bro really broke down like, yo, you claiming all this stuff in all these neighborhoods. You don't own a store there. You're not bringing no kind of equity there. You're not bringing no kind of income there, but you own it. Only thing you own in that is your ass at the end of the day. Because even in buying our homes and all that stuff, do we really ever own our homes? Because we still got to pay taxes for them. You understand what I'm saying? So even in that perspective, you got to look at what we're doing when we're doing it, how you're reacting to things. And I gotta say, like a lot of times, especially with no disrespect to the women, they acting out of emotions. They not acting like logical. We gonna move logical. We were like, oh no, I don't want. Not that we scared. Not that we listen. I need to move strategically in the situation that I am because of first of what my own life, then the life I got to live for the kids that I also possess. I have my friends, my family. So I got to move strategically. So I don't want to move crazy. Young, you already know young people, a lot of young people think they're invincible until invincible show up.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? Then you realize, well, I'm not invincible.
Strongly agree, bro. Strongly agree, bro.
You understand? They think they're invincible. I can't be stopped. I'm the baddest one. No, bro. Because our parents used to tell us that. And I don't know what happened to these sayings or what happened to these things talking to when they got lost in the translation. But somebody better than you out there.
Amen.
You
That's
feel me?
big, big
I'm taking it to
facts.
your
Big
face.
facts, bro.
I'll face
Big
you that
facts.
it's somebody that's badder than you might be bad, but it's somebody that's badder than you out there.
Oh yeah.
Amen.
And then when you are in hostile, in different territories, you can't be antagonistic. Also,
No.
you can't be
No.
antagonizing people when you in the area. I'm here anyway. I'm gonna come. You can't do that.
That yo, that's the thing about it. Even in my field, like right, because and it's culture differences, yo, and that's what a lot of black people or people of color don't want to recognize. It's culture differences. Your
Exactly.
culture, your culture is different from mine. I ain't even just talking about other ethnicities. I'm talking about our culture as black people. Our culture over here in the hood is different than the culture over there in the hood.
Exactly. I'm in New Jersey, and if you
Hmm.
go across the Ben Franklin into Philly, that close, different cultures.
Absolutely. Bro,
That
that's crazy
close.
that you say that, Nazir, because I'm in Delaware. My girl from Jersey. I be in Jersey and I be in Philly. And I move and I'm from Baltimore. So you know how I know I gotta move.
Exactly. I mean, it's only one state in between Maryland and New Jersey, and that's Delaware. Different
You understand?
cultures.
Right.
Real close. Real close.
Right.
Real close, bro. But it's
Yep.
different cultures.
When I
Absolutely. So
when I
go
came
ahead.
down south, when I came down south, same way. And the natives, they was rolling out the red carpet for me. And I was like, hold up. I said, I might be from Baltimore, but I'm in the Carolinas now. I dance to y'all drum sound. You get where
Right.
I'm coming from? Don't roll out no red carpet for me. I ain't
Right.
nobody down
Sometimes,
here. I'm just a nobody.
sometimes you get shot by the hospitality, bro, because you don't see it where you at.
Right.
You get
Yeah.
shot by it. Like when I go to Georgia, when they hear we're down there, it's like the whole town
Yeah.
come and see the visitors from Jersey
Right. Yo.
because
I
Listen.
ain't look.
what
I ain't here to take over. I ain't here to take over. I ain't here
Right.
to walk around with my chest on swole. No, no,
nah,
no.
Yo.
I'm as quiet as a church mouse.
Listen, yo, this is real. This is my real life experience. I'm about to tell you, Shank, and from me being in Delaware and too, Isaiah. Listen, I'm from Baltimore, so I walk, I talk, I present myself a certain way, right? The job that I just had, a lot of people said, Shank, and you know me from when back in the day, and Isaiah, you from the city, so you know how we move. I can't help the way that I present myself. I only can be me. But a lot of people in Delaware take that as manipulation and intimidation. They're intimidated by me. And I'm being the nicest guy, respectfulest guy that I can be. But
Get that all the
because of my
time, bro.
demeanor,
So you talking aggressive. That's what they say. You talking aggressive.
bro. Yeah, I said that part. They're like, you aggressive when no, I'm not aggressive. I'm talking. I can't be nobody but me. I can't help what's in my my temperament. I can't help that. It's there. I can't remove the Baltimore from it. I can't take where I'm from. I just can't take it out of me. So, and a lot of people on the job like they don't mess with you because you intimidate. How? I'm cordial. I'm social. I talk to people. I do everything that I feel as though that doesn't make me a target, but it still made me a target.
It's facts.
I'm like, I just
That's
lost a
facts.
job for that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is my real life experience. So now that I'm here, and I've been here for a couple years, yeah. But now so do I soften who I am? I don't know if I'm, for real, I believe I'm at the softest I could be at this time. Because I'm still being respectful. I'm not damn disrespectful. I'm not walking around intimidating people. Or if my demeanor to say I had confidence, okay, that's my confidence. It's just confidence. I'm being respectful. I ain't disrespecting nobody. But and I had this in a barbershop with other men. They like, bro, the way you talk, the way you move, and these people from Delaware, like, yo, they not used to that kind of aggression. But I'm like, I'm not being aggressive. You think this is aggressive? Lord knows when I was aggressive, Shank, what would that look like?
Amen.
You know, it's a different.
Amen.
It's a difference from being aggressive and just being like yourself and standing up like a man and being assertive. They take that as being
And,
aggressive. Sometimes being
and
assertive is standing up, being a
let,
man.
let me just slide in. And that's the characteristics that Chrisean has. And I'm sure people from other cities can say the same thing. But it's the same way like with Monique. It's every city is different. Now, coming from Baltimore, you just got that in you. And it's
We
not
can't hear you, Shank.
huh?
Shank, we can't hear you, bro.
You can't hear me?
I can't hear you. Nope, I can't hear you, bro.
Drop a one. Drop a one if y'all can hear me. Drop a one if y'all can hear me. Drop a one if y'all can hear me.
I'm talking about the.
Okay, so they can hear me. Can y'all? Okay, so like with Chrisean, I can identify with Chrisean. It's like that's just how we are. Like in the same way, like with Monique. Oh, Monique, she's difficult. Monique is hard to work with. She's really not hard to work with. It's just we are taught to stand up for ourselves, win, lose, or draw. And like I said, I'm sure every city can say that. But I do know Baltimore people, the world love us. They love us until we stand up for ourselves. You know, me, like I said, me coming down south, it's like, you know, like Pee Wee was saying, you know, people will be like, yo, it's the way how you walk, it's the way how you talk. And I'll be like, so if I really, really got on some shit, I can imagine how y'all will be. But I don't want to take away from the demonstration. I want to get back to Chrisean. Because the demonstration is.
Now, y'all probably wondering why she was told she can't go out there. We about to get into that too. Check this out. Right here. Did y'all hear what she just said? Did y'all hear that? Hold on. Let me run that back.
See, it's the thing. This is what I don't think Brother Blake is noticing. She did not hit her for saying King of the Crabs. She was trying to explain to her. She wasn't trying to be extra out. The other girl had her phone. Chrisean put her hand on her like she was setting the tempo, how she was finna go. And it wasn't necessarily violent, but it was aggressive and forceful to the extent where old girl natural reaction was the my mama had nothing to do with the King of the Crabs. Like, it's gonna be very hard for them to get for Chrisean to make them just max her out on some gangbanging shit. They was pressing her with the soft press, letting her know when she said the King of Crab, they looking at her like, you dingy, you don't even know what you're saying. They was trying to lace her up and give her an opportunity to correct what she was saying. Now, if she would have continuously repeated it, that might have been enough for them to just get off, but that ain't how it really kicked off. They was getting at her about that, but they didn't just assume, because she said it right there. If that was the case, she would have fighted her as soon as it came out of her mouth, just like she flighted old girl as soon as, just like she got fighted as soon as she pushed old girl phone. If she got fired on behind the C word, it would have happened as soon as she said it.
Y'all hear that? Old girl said, yeah, Blueface and Woo. And she said, yeah, he king of the crabs. So you out here in Compton, in a Crip hood, and you gonna look these people in their face and say, yeah, he king of the crabs. Now, on another platform, she said that something about some crabs, and dude was like, hey, why would you say that in front of me? Like, what's up? What you want? And she played dumb, like, oh, I don't know. I ain't from LA. I don't know nothing about the culture. Woo, woo.
And let me just elaborate on that and see, this is when you gotta hold, and I hope y'all listening to me. This is when you gotta hold the officials. You gotta hold them responsible. You gotta hold Blueface. And if you're watching Blueface, you gotta take responsibility for this. You gotta hold yourself responsible and accountable, because you being from the turf, you allow someone that's not from the turf, you allowed them to come in and play with your lingo. I'm going to go back to Mob James, and I hope Mob James is watching this. It's the same way with Mob James. Mob James was always blaming Suge Knight. Mob James was like, we was the muscle behind Suge Knight. We was the wall behind Suge Knight. Everybody feared us. They didn't fear Suge Knight. But then he went on to say, we allowed Suge Knight to play us against each other. So if you are an official gang member, gangbanger, whatever you want to classify you as, and when you let non-gangbangers, non-gang members come in your fold, and when they start shitting all over the place, when they start getting out of bound and doing things that they not supposed to do, that's when y'all gotta discipline them. And see, that's what never happened with Chrisean Rock. Blueface never disciplined her. He let her ride. So Blueface got to take this L, because he let her ride. He let her think the shit was cute. And we've been seeing this since the late 90s. We've been seeing how the rappers, y'all remember when the rappers started to use the gang banging, and it was a trend, everybody want to wear red rags. Everybody want to, rep this gang shit. And the gangs in California, the real ones, the official ones, they were allowing them. They were allowing them. And this is the end result of this. And this is why, once again, in the beginning of the gangs did stand for something positive, and they did stand for something good. But over the years, it went downhill. So what happened was, Chrisean, she just happened to run into some official gangbangers, some official gang members, and where she was always used to playing around and just joking with folks, she got in a situation where as though she didn't know how to handle that situation because she wasn't never squared up with a real gang member or real gangbanger. You gotta blame Blueface. You gotta blame Blueface, whether you want to accept it or not. And the reason why you gotta blame Blueface is because that was his girlfriend. When he should have been educating her, when he should have been disciplining her, he allowed her to shit all over the place. He allowed her to run wild. And this is why they say when you in a relationship with somebody, y'all got to be equally yoked. And that don't necessarily mean in the church. That just means period. Y'all got to be on the same page. If you gang banging and she not gang banging, you can't allow her to shit all over the place. It's the same way with your puppy. What would you do if you got a puppy and the puppy in the house shitting all over the place? You're going to discipline your puppy. So when Blueface was supposed to have been disciplining her, he was playing with her. And we all know, I've been there before. I done had girlfriends when I played with them, when I shouldn't have been playing with them. So that's what's going on in this situation. She just ran into some official gangbangers, gang members. And they discipline them. So if you're watching Chrisean Rock, that's all happened. But I know you a soldier. I know you're going to take it to the chin. I know you stood your ground. I know you ain't go out like no sucker. I know you held your own. But that's all happened. You just got disciplined. That's it. So now what you got to do from this disciplinary action, you just got to keep it moving. And I know it's a lot of y'all, especially a lot of y'all females, that just don't see it for what it is. But it is what it is. And this is the problem. Females get involved in this street shit and don't got a goddamn clue of what's going on. And they think everything is a game. And they don't want to take accountability. They think this shit is a joke. It's not. And that's why so many females today are losing their lives. Because they're fucking with these street niggas. When they shouldn't be fucking with these street niggas. Now, I don't know how much raw I could give it to y'all. When you fuck with these niggas in the streets, when you fuck with the streets, this is the shit that come behind it. So if that nigga ain't equipping you, if that nigga ain't educating you, get the fuck away from that nigga. And you shouldn't even be fucking with this nigga in the first place. Because you ain't got no goddamn business with your square ass being with a street nigga. And you end up losing your life because you think this shit is cute by being with a street nigga. And it's just that simple. I know you hear what I'm saying, Chrisean. I know you taking it in because you know I'm keeping it real. You just got discipline. That's all. That's all. Somebody should have been educated you. And maybe they did try to educate you. Only you can answer that. If Blueface was trying to educate you, and if you wasn't listening to Blueface, then it don't fall on Blueface. Now, if you can honestly say, Shank, you know what? It's not on Blueface. When I was with Blueface, Blueface was trying to give me the game. He was educating me and everything. He was giving me the do's and the don'ts, Shank, but I just wasn't listening to him. If that's the case, then no, it ain't on Blueface. But the slap was just basically educating her, disciplining her. Like, look, it's real in the field. You ain't on social media. You ain't on the baddies club. You know, you out here in the field. And when you out here in the field, that's a proper way you gotta move. When a real one push up on you, don't be pushing nobody phones away. You know, don't be doing none of that. When a real one push up on you, speak your piece, keep it cordial, and everything gonna be cool. So I do understand Wack's perspective, and I do understand Spider Loke's perspective on it. You know, so that's my conclusion. That's just my conclusion. And like I said, if Chrisean, if she wanna hit me up and if she wanna say, well, Shank, it's not on nobody but myself, because I did have real ones around me trying to educate me and trying to put me up, then I'll be like, all right, I got you. But ladies, listen to me. And I want y'all to listen to me good. Stop thinking y'all know everything. And when a man is trying to equip y'all, when a man is trying to put y'all up on game, take heed to what the man is saying, because it could save your life. This has been going on for so long in the black community, and I'm tired. And I'm not going into the year 2026 with this same agenda, allowing black women to not be held accountable because they think everything is slick and they think everything is cute. Y'all are dying out here. Are y'all listening to me? Black women are dying out here like it's nothing. So don't go into 2026 thinking you know everything. Don't go into 2026 thinking everything is cute. And when a black man is trying to put you up on game, stop giving him your ass to kiss. Because that's what's wrong. That's why so many of y'all are ending up coming unalive. Listen to us when we putting y'all up on game. Stay out of these nigga faces. These niggas will red rum your ass. These niggas will take your life from you like it's nothing. And then they'll end up doing 5 to 10 years. Your ass gone. Well, Shank, it's my time to be with the Lord. Fuck that. Fuck that. Nah. God said he came to give you abundance. God said you shall live a long and prosperous life. Dying at 20, 30, 40 years old ain't living a prosperous life. Stop going off of that mind frame. It's my time to go. Then, all right, well, take your funky ass out there in front of a truck and let me hear you say, well, Shank Rock, hey, I'm in front of this Mack truck. I guess it's just my time to go. I'm not going in the year 2026 playing with y'all. The fellas evil. That ain't just for the women. That's for the fellas too. I'm tired. Y'all know how many cases that I get. We dying. We suffering. These babies is suffering at the hands of us. It's us. Y'all ain't tired of this shit? Damn. What more do I gotta say? Salute everybody. I'll leave the chat running. We gotta do better. We gotta do better.
And then they told her, hey, you better not come out to Compton. And then you went out to Compton and stood in front of these people.
This dude still in here changing the subject. You inquired about it, man. Matter of fact, bro, get off that bullshit, homie. I'm telling you, I'm trying to be patient with you, homie. You talking about my ranch and all that, being real disrespectful, man. I've shown you too much respect for you to continue on this about a whole nother man you never met. I said it publicly. You're going to be the only one on here going out of here defending your, breaking your neck to defend them. Man, it's just looking critters, bro.
And said, yeah, he king of the crabs. Then this happened.
See how she? No. Blueface Crip. Now, if she would have kept pushing that line, that would have been enough to make her get off on her. But old girl, they from Santana Block, that's not no internet Crip trolling Crips. So they not just finna run up and put gangbang on her based on some goofy internet shit. However, you in my part, we Crips. So look, check this out. We from Blueface generation. We don't like how you on here who switched up with the Damu nigga. Now you gonna act like you going big on this keywayism. And you got that word wrong right here in my part. Right now, I'm trying to give you a pass. That pass was finna run out. But before it could, she called herself putting her hand on old girl's phone, and they got past the dialogue, and she got smacked. And she was so shook. Y'all talking about, oh, she only got slapped, she didn't do this, she didn't do that. Bro, you see all the niggas protecting her? If they would have stepped back and let them wolves get at her, man, it wouldn't have been the same thing. They let her get a couple little whoop-wops in, and they protected her, which they should have. I don't believe she deserved to get treated. You just get, all the way, what I'm saying, how she actually go. But she needed a taste of what it could get. Hopefully, she'll change her behavior.